Hi friends, my name is Nandita. I am from Andhra Pradesh.
Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to discuss about No Place for Us from Environmental Studies CBSE syllabus class 5. Children, let us discuss a story about Jetreya Bai. Jetreya Bai was sitting at the door with his daughter Jimli. They were waiting for Sidhya. It was almost night, but Sidhya had not come home. 2 years back, Jetreya family came to Mumbai from Sindhuri village. Here, they only knew the family of a distant relative. With their help, Jetreya Bai began to repair round finishing nets. But the money he has got was not enough. They had to pay for the medicines, food, school fee, and rent for the houses. Here they even had to buy water. Young Sidhya has also had to work in nearby the fish factory to earn some money. From 4 o'clock till 7 o'clock in the morning, he cleaned and sorted the big fish and small fish. Then he would come home, take a nap, and then go to the school in the afternoon. In the evening, he would wander around the vegetable market. He would help some men sahib means ladies to carry her luggages or go to the railway station to pick up empty bottles and newspapers to sell the junk sellers. Somehow they are managing their life in the city. It was night, but Sidhya had not come home. Jimili was watching a dance on the TV through the neighbor's window. Jetreya did not like watching TV. Here everything was so different. The day would pass running around for work, but the evening brought back old memories. Let us discuss about thinking about old days. Jetreya was born in KD village in the middle of the thick green jungles and hills. His people has been living here for many years, even before his grandfather was born. There was a peace in Jetreya's village, but not silence. There were so many shooting sounds, the gurgles of flowing rivers, the murmurs of trees, and the chirping of birds. People did farming, etc. They would go to the nearby forest, chatting and singing together to collect the wild fruits, roots, and dried wood. While working with elders, children also learned many things like to dance together, to play flute and dola, to make pots from clay and bamboo, to recognize birds and imitate their sounds, etc. People collecting things from the forest for their use. Some of those they would sell in the town across the river. With that money, they would buy salt, oil, and some clothes for their survival. Children, it was a village, but people here lived together like a big family. Jetreya's sisters was married in the same village. People helped each other in a good and bad times. The elders would arrange weddings and set quarrels. Jetreya was now a strong young man. He worked hard in the fields and caught fish from the big river. He and his friends would go to the forest to collect fruits, roots, plants for medicines, and fish from the rivers to sell this in the town. During festival time, Jetreya would dance and play the drums with boys and girls of his age. Let us discuss across the river what happened. One day, the people of KD village had that there a big dam was to be built on the river. For this, a big wall would be built to stop the flow of the river. KD and many nearby the villages in that area would be drowned underwater. So the people would have to leave their villages and their lands on which their forefathers had lived for their centuries. Children, after a few days, government officials, along with some police, started visiting these villages. Small children of the village saw the police for the first time. Some children would run after them, and some would get scared and started crying. The officials measured the width and the length of the river, the fields, the forest, and houses. They called meeting with the elders of the villages. They said that villages on the bank of the river would have to be removed. People having land at Kedi will be given land for away on the other side of the river. They will have everything there, a school, electricity, hospitals, buses, trains, etc. They will have all that they could not even dream here in KD. Jaitraya's parents and most elders were not happy about leaving their village, but listening to all this, Jaitraya would get a little scared but also feel excited. He would think that after getting married, he would take his bride to a new house in the new village. A house where he could just press a button for the light and turn on the tap of the water. He could go by a bus to see the city. When he would have a children, he could send them to the school. They will not be like him who had ever been to the school. So all these things come to the Jaitraya's mind. Now let us see the rules of constructing dams. First, before going to know about the dam, let us study what is a dam means. The dam means it is a barrier preventing the flow of water or a loss of solid material. A barrier dam and ice dam is specially civil engineered that has to build it across the water source for impounding. Let us see the benefits of a dam. A dam provided a range of economic, environmental, and social benefits, including recreation, flood control, water supply, hydroelectric power, and waste management, river navigation, and wildlife habitat. Then, children, let us study the advantages of dam. The dams are said to be an important source of water supply and high importance for various other reasons. For example, they supply the water for various means including domestic uses, irrigation purposes, and also for the industrial uses. Dams are also involved in the hydroelectric power generation and in the river navigation. Children, a dam is a barrier across flowing water that obstructs, directs, or retards the flow of water, often creating a reservoir, lake. Dams are constructed for various purposes, like already we discussed, like hydroelectricity, water storage, monitoring the river sources, etc. If we build a large dam, it may create problems among the local people. Let us discuss what is that. Displacement of local people without rehabilitation, loss of livelihood of tribal community, and third thing, it causes serious ecological problems like soil erosion, removal of forest, etc. Children, let us discuss some of the problems due to dam construction as follows. Like first one, will discuss about environmental problems. One of the major consequences of dam construction is deforestation, leading to a loss of diversity. This ultimately is responsible for distributing the stability of the natural ecosystem. To deal with this problem, more and more trees should be planted. And second one is social problem. Construction of dams may cause the flooding of nearby towns and rivers. A huge population becomes homeless, and due to this, proper compensation to be affected the people should be given by the government. And now let us discuss about the economic problems. Economic problems, the construction of dams leads to economical problems like requires a huge amount of money. It becomes profitability only when the electricity production starts. Now let us discuss the effects on humans. People and their livelihoods are affected when the area where they live and they work inundated by reservoir. For some large reservoirs, tens of thousands of people have had to leave their homes and set up elsewhere. In the past, many of these people have not been given adequate compensation for their losses, and some have not even been given new places to live. Also, existing communities have been broken up and moved to different areas. Children, even some peoples made their living from farming the land for fishing from the river. Many of them suffered when they were relocated as they were not given new land to work and were too far from a river to fish. They needed different skills to get another job, and training was not always provided. Children, these days authorities are become more aware of these issues. Resettlement plans have been developed to minimize the disruption and suffering causes to people in a reservoir area. Good plans make sure are sure that fair compensation and employment opportunities are sure provided for all the people, and that the law protection their rights. In some cases, efforts have been made for resettle people in their communities. Now let us discuss what happened to plants and animals. Dams are often constructed across the river to store water that would be naturally find its ways to the lower reaches of the river and it into the sea. The presence of the dam upsets the natural balance of the river, affecting the animal and plant life in and around it. There are some of the reasons, let us discuss. Children, upstream of the dam, the river is flooded and becomes a reservoir. The nature of the river flow downstream is changed. The dams can be hold back sediment that normally finds its way downstreams. When the river valley is inundated with water, animals are forced to leave that area and plants, trees are killed. Sometimes rare species can be affected. For some large reservoirs, reserves have been created. Plants and trees have been replanted in them, and some of the affected animals have been moved there. However, these reserves can be only really successful when carefully thought have been given to that way the plants and animals depend on each other and the environment. Children, a dam across a river can form a barrier to fish that migrate, such as salmon. Fish passes can be included in the design of a dam to allow adult fish to swim upstream to swim and back downstream later with younger one. Fishes passes usually takes from a fish ladder or a fish lock. These fishes passes have designed very carefully to make sure the conditions are right for fish to use them. Children, now let us discuss about sedimentation. A river carries sediment which a river enters a reservoir. The spread of the flowing water slows down the sediment can be deposited on the reservoir bed. Over a number of years, the sediment in the reservoir can build up, reduce the space availability for storing water. Some of the sediment held back in the reservoir would normally be carried downstreams. If too much of sediment is stored, the natural balance of the river downstreams can be changed, affected people's wildlife and plants as far away as the river estuary. Children, farming land used for growing crops can be deprived of split and its nutrients that are normally deposited when the river floods. Nutrients are the important for fertilizing the soil. When designing a dam, the quantity of sediment that will flow into the reservoir has to be considered. The reservoir is to be designed to reduce the amount of sediment deposited and maximize the sediment flow to the downstream. The flow of downstream water carries the sediment can be controlled by carefully positioning, spills away and outlet the pipes and tunnels. Sometimes sediment is allowed to build up the reservoir. When periodically it is removed, this can be done by letting water out the reservoir through outlets at the bottom of the dam so that the sediments get flushed out. Sometimes drugging is used for small reservoirs, but this is an expansive operation. Children, now let us discuss about the water quality. The quality of water can be deteriorated when it is stored in a reservoir. River water contains dissolved oxygen, and sufficient dissolved oxygen is needed to maintain aquatic animal and plant life and to prevent some types of chemical reactions that form unwanted pollution in the water. Children, here there are many factors that can be reduced oxygen levels in the reservoir. For example, an organic material in the water can be use up oxygen as the decomposes. The depth of the water, its temperature and its flow can also affect the oxygen levels. The type of land that is inundated by the reservoir may be affected the water quality. Pesticides from farmland and toxic materials from industrial land can be polluted the water. So also the streams and river flows into the river reservoir may be carries pollutants. So the design of a reservoir have a consider whether any of these factors will have a significant effect on the quality of the water, whether they have to include special measures to offset any problem that occurs. So all these things should be take care while constructing a dam. Children, now let us discuss what is historical sites. Children, historical sites are nothing but throughout the history people have settled and built their communities in river valleys. This means that many of the world's archaeologically sites and historical buildings and monuments can be found in these areas. Often they include scarred buildings such as churches, temples and their burial sites, which can be a great value of the local inhabitants. Such heritage can be lost forever when a valley is inundated with water to create a reservoir. In the past, there have been dam projects where no effort have been made to explore or save any of the local heritage. More recently, special measures have been taken for some projects. They have included intensive archaeological investigations at sites believed to have been inhabited by ancient civilizations before the dam constructing proceeds. So this is about the construction of dam. Children, now again coming to the lesson, a new place. So again Jetreya is sharing his feelings. It was summer afternoon. Jetreya was feeling faint in the hot sun and wind. His feet was burning on the coal tar to the Pakka road. There was not a single tree to offer some shade. Just a few houses and shops. Jetreya was on his way home after buying medicines. He had an old tire on his back. These days he had to light his stove with just these rubber pieces of old tires. This caught fire fast and also saved some firewood, but the smoke and smell of burning tires were terrible. This is New Sinduri village. They had to pay money for everything: medicines, foods, vegetables, firewood, fodder for the animals. They could just not afford to buy kerosene, but some where we do get the money for all this. Thinking all of this, Jetreya reached home. The roof made of thin sheet made the house hot like an oven. And Jetreya's wife had high fever. His daughter Jimili was rocking her little brother Sidya to sleep in her lap. After all this, there was no other older person with them. Jetreya's parents has been so sad about leaving Kedi village that they had died before he moved here. In Sinduri, there was only 8-10 families he could call his own, those from his village. The whole village had got scattered, and the people had gone wherever they had been given land. This was not like a new village. Jetreya had dreamed about it. There was electricity, but only for some time in a day, and the electricity bill had also to be paid. There were traps, but no water. In this village, Jetreya got just one room in a thin shed. It had no place to keep the animals. He also got a small piece of land, but it was not good for farming. It was full of rocks and stones. Jetreya and his family worked very hard, but they could not grow much on the field and could not make enough money even to buy seeds and fertilizers. In KJD, people did not fall sick often. If someone fell ill, there were many people who knew how to treat them with medicines made from the plants. People felt better after taking those medicines. Here in Sinduri village, there was no hospital. There was a hospital, but it was difficult to find doctors, and there were no medicines. There was a school here, but the teacher did not care much about the children from KD village. These children find it difficult to study in a new language. The people of Sinduri village did not welcome the newcomers from KD. They found their language and their way of living strange. They made fun of the KD people by calling them unwanted guests. Not much of what he had dreamed had come true. Some years later, Jetreya stayed for a few years in Sinduri village. The children were also getting older, but Jetreya's heart was not here in Sinduri. He still missed his old KD village, but there was no KD now. KD now. There was a big dam and big lake of collecting water and around Kedi village. Jetreya thought if we were to be called unwanted guests, then at least let us go to some place where our dreams can come true. Jetreya sold his land and his animals and came to Mumbai. Here he started a new life with his family. His only dreams was to send his children to school, to give them a better future and a better life. Here two things were not easy, but he hoped that things would be better. Jetreya started saving money to repair his one room shed. His relatives would tell him, "Don't waste money on this. Who knows, we may have to come from here too." In Mumbai, there is no place to stay for outsiders like us. Jetreya was scared and worried. He thought, we left Khedi village for Sindhuri, but when we then left Sindhuri for Mumbai, if we have to move from here to then where we can go? In the big city, there is not even a small place for a family to stay. Children, this is called moving of one place to another place is called migration. Let us discuss about human migration. Human migration involves the movement of people from one place to another place with intentions of settlements permanently or temporarily at new location. The movement often occurs over long distance and from one country to another country, but internally migration is also possible. Indeed, this is the dominant form of human migration. Globally, people may migrate as individual in family units or in a large groups. Children, the human migration is the movement of people from one place to another place in the world to another. What are some different types of human migrations? Let us discuss. There are some types of human migrations which can called as internal migration, means moving within a state, country or continent, and external movement migration, moving to a different state, country, or continent is called as external migration and immigration. Immigration means nothing but leaving one country to move to another. And immigration means moving into a new country. And return migration, moving back to where you came from. Seasonal migrations are nothing but moving with each season or in response to labor or climatic conditions. So children, these are some of the migrations, types of migrations which people can move from one place to another place. Now let us see the migration trends. Children, migration is about the movement of people from place to place. There are usually push factors and pull factors at the work. Find out more about the reasons behind the trends and migration policy. So let us study in detail. Children, let us discuss why do people migrate. People migrate for many reasons, and these reasons can be classified as economic, social, political, and environmental. Economic migrates moving to find work or follow a particular career path, and social migrations moving somewhere for a better quality of life or to be closer to the family, friends. And come to political migration, moving to escape means political precautions. Environmental causes of migration includes natural disasters such as flooding. Some people choose to migrate, for example, someone who moves to another country to enhance their career opportunities. Some people are forced to migrate, example, someone who moves due to war or for feminine. And a refugee is someone who has left their homes and does not have a new home to go to. Often, refugees do not carry many possessions with them and do not have a clear idea of where they may finally settle. Children, here we can discuss some of the push and pull factors. Push factors are the reasons why people live in an area, like lack of services, lack of safety, high crime, crop failure, drought, flooding, poverty, war. And pull factors are included. Why do people move to a particular area means that they included like high employment, more wealth, better services, and good climatic conditions, safer, less crime, stability, more fertile, and low risk for natural hazards. Migration usually happens as a result of combination of these push and pull factors. So children, now let us discuss how many big projects like dams, bridges, highways, factories are promoted in the same way. Name of development means migration. Yes, building of dams, bridges, highways, factories should be encouraged to build in the same name of the development, but without disturbing the ecological balance. Building dams helps in storing of river water in a large amount, but it also has disadvantages during storms, floods, and other disorders. Also, building highway facilitates the faster reaching far distance, but also results in deforestation. And in the same way of factories, it emits a large amount of harmful smokes like carbon dioxide, monoxide, and also soot particular which are harmful for respiratory tract. On other hand, progresses in trade takes place in a large amount. Children, the global migration debate has overlooked the experience of millions of people who move between developing countries, according to a new report that says policymakers are too focused on immigrants in rich countries and the money they send home to their families. Children, here we have a world report. This report was taken from 2013 Migration World Report, released on Friday by the International Organization of Migration, drawn on a data from Gallup World Poll to present for the first time a global picture of the gains and the loss of associated with migration from the perspectives of migrants themselves. Children, the report collected the data by Gallup about the experiences of 25,000 migrants and 4 lakhs 41,000 of non-migrants in 150 countries. Respondents were asked that they have gained and lost through the migration, how satisfied these are with their lives, whether they find it more difficult to find jobs or start a business, and whether they are likelier to report their healthy problems. Children, findings suggested that the greatest gains in well-being come from migration to rich countries. Migration moving from one rich country to another, like to Canada to UK, for instance, reported the highest level of life satisfaction, financial security, personal safety, and health. In contrast, the migrants who moved between developing countries like Indonesia to Malaysia, for example, seeming to fare familiar or worse according to the report. They were also identified as a group least likely to feel optimistic about their lives. Children, nearly 30% reported having struggled to afford to settle in the previous year. 25% said that they had money or property stolen. Moreover, health outcomes within this group were found to be poorer than they would have been had migrant remained at home. The report also looked at the experiences of the small but growing number of people who move from rich countries to developing countries, including those migrating from US to Mexico, Germany to Turkey, Portugal to Brazil. These people generally find themselves relatively better off financially but with fewer social contacts, said the report, which noted that they were not less likely to have someone they could count on for help. Children, the data suggested that the majority of international migrants are male, except in the case of movement between rich countries, where the majority of migrants are female. All migrants, particularly newcomers, and are more likely to experience sadness, according to their data. The report comes amid a growing data debated on how the benefits of migrations can be harnessed for development and calls for discussion to go beyond the focus of remittance, which are thought to be worth more than 500 billion worldwide, more than 3 times global aid flows. Children, has migration made the migrant better off? Should be a central question, argues the report, which calls for an examination of how the migration more broadly human affects the development. According to Gallup data, only 8% of adult migrant in developing countries and 25% in rich countries reporting and sending the financial help to family in another country. The UN General Assembly will hold a special high level of dialogue on international migration and development in New York this October, which will feed into ongoing discussion about what should succeed with the Millennium Development Goals when they are expire in 2015. Children, these figures released earlier this week suggested the number of international migrants reached 232 million in 2013, up from 175 million in 2002 and 154 million in 1990. An estimated 82.3 million migrants from developing countries were living in other developing countries in 2013, with an almost equal number of reaching in rich countries. The number of people from rich countries living in developing country was estimated at 13.7 million. Children, migrants from developing countries to rich countries represented 40% of the total surveyed by Gallup, followed by the migrants developing countries 33%, between rich countries 23%, and from countries to developing 5%. children, the report suggested that the developing of an ongoing global migration barometer survey to monitor that well-being of a growing number of people who have crossed borders to live and work. Finally, children, I conclude this existing international migration data currently tell us very little about well-being of migrants and whether human development outcomes for migrations are improving or not. It says the Gallup poll did not collect the data, especially about certain vulnerable groups of migrants such as victims of trafficking, strand migrants, and undocumented migrants. Thank you.